Welcome back to Primetime News.
Special welcome to folks on onespotmedia.com.
First up this evening, the 39th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting is coming to a close at the Montego Bay Convention Centre in St. James.
Up to news time, the heads were still locked in meetings. We now join TVJ's Janella Precious live in Montego
Thank you very
Bay.
much, Archie and Doreen. Well, today we saw the signing of 3 major agreements. 2 pertain to national security. Amendments have been made to the Treaty of Chaguaramas to include the Council of National Security and Law Enforcement as a regional body to focus on crime and national security. Then there is the Arrest Warrant Agreement, which will see countries working together to apprehend Caribbean fugitives found in the respective countries. Now, over the 3 days, we've heard a lot about making bold moves and doing things differently. So we decided to explore the issue of term limits for prime ministers.
The face of CARICOM, 13 leaders, many of whom have served multiple terms as heads of government. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, is the longest-running Prime Minister, having served continuously for 20 years. Given the changes in the dynamics of the political systems in the region, there have been calls for term limits. In fact, Prime Minister Andrew Holness pledged during his 2016 general election campaign to begin the legislative process for a Prime Minister to serve not more than 2 years within his first 100 days in office. But for the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister, term limits are not necessary for the region.
At one time, earlier, in a more academic dispensation, but in the real world, if you have a good leader, why you want him to go to pasture earlier than he should?
We also put the issue to Dr. Keith Mitchell, another long-serving Prime Minister.
I proposed that in Grenada, term limit, and my opposition opposed it. They voted against it. I proposed term limits. It was 3 terms for any one person. This is my 5th term. So I proposed something against my own self, but my opposition, because they vote against everything I initiate, even when it's in their best interest.
Both leaders turned 72 this year. In the case of Dr. Mitchell, he's presiding over a government where there isn't an opposition in Parliament. This is the 3rd Parliament where Dr. Mitchell's party holds all the seats in the 15-member Parliament.
I propose also that if we won all the seats in Parliament, any party wins all the seats, then we have automatic representation in Parliament of the party that got the most amount of votes, second highest votes in the elections. They voted it down also. So had they voted yes, we would have had officially a leader of the opposition in Parliament today. Today I have no leader of the opposition. It's not on my making because the people voted the way they wish to vote.
Dr. Gonzalez, the United Labour Party, currently holds a 1-seat majority in the House. The next general election is constitutionally due in 2020.
I have made it plain that I want to see a transition in my party. My party has democratic processes. As you will know, somebody who has been in the business as long as I have been in, and I've been repeatedly elected and my approval ratings are high, my party supporters naturally don't want a comrade to go yet, but the comrade is going.
When is the comrade going?
How I going to tell you that before I tell my party?
We also asked Dr. Mitchell about his retirement.
I would like to rest, my friend, but every time I talk about resting, I get a lot of negative from my people. Stop talking like that. When you're ready to go, don't start tell us you're going.
Now, the region's heads this morning looked at the issue of the freedom of movement of Haitian nationals. They're the only Caribbean residents needing visas to travel to other CARICOM nations. TVJ's Vashon Brown has that story.
The heads of government on Friday discussed the legal opinion on whether Haitian nationals are entitled to an automatic stay of 6 months upon arrival in CARICOM member states. The Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, at its 29th intersessional meeting in Haiti in February this year, considered the legal opinion from the Office of the General Counsel of the CARICOM Secretariat. In short, the advice is that Haitian nationals are entitled to an automatic stay of 6 months upon arrival in CARICOM member states, subject to the rights of CARICOM member states to refuse undesirable persons entry and to prevent persons from becoming a charge on public funds. Grenada had doubts about the correctness of the legal opinion, claiming that Haitian nationals are not entitled to the 6-month automatic stay, but the CARICOM legal team did not agree. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says he's happy that the controversial matter regarding Haiti has now been settled.
We have accepted their advice that Haiti is a full member of in all the instruments of the integration movement, and that that the same arrangements which are available for labor, movement of people from Jamaica, from St. Vincent, so on, also applies to Haiti.
Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said his country's initial position on Haiti was informed by a technical working group.
We have 10 categories now that we support, but I would love to see the question of persons coming and working as maids in different countries. But let's face it, I have a problem in Grenada. A lot of people, some of the easiest, the most difficult job to have available and not picked up is the maid service. And because people are looking forward to accept the fact that anyone comes in and they must compete. You would have serious political problem.
Currently, several CARICOM countries have visa requirements in place for Haiti. Barbados just last month removed the visa requirement for Haitian nationals to travel to and from that country. In the meantime, Dr. Mitchell says the issues surrounding free movement across the region will have to be carefully looked at.
We have to understand, as I mentioned before, the problem that you would face. So it's an issue that I think we need to take slowly on, to work slowly on, but certainly to move in a direction as far as it. Haiti is a member of CARICOM, and certainly we would like to have them play the role that every member plays in CARICOM, and the citizens should be afforded. But we do have problems in it, and we have to be very careful.
Vashan Brown, TVJ News.